Hey everybody, Couver87, and I'm back for another video. First of all, let's look at Elvis. He's now 8. I remember posting a video the first time I got him 8 years ago, and he's still with me. So there he is. I just want to first start this video and say how genuinely surprised, grateful, appreciative of the comments, support, telling me how much my videos have helped you through the years. I honestly was not expecting any of that. It really touched me and made me realize what an impact my videos made early on in so many people's lives. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I wanted to sit down and post a video. I actually had quite a few questions come through. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first question I have is, thank God I was scared you died or something. This is no joke. I had a Facebook fan page and I actually did see a post with like a few thumbs up, and I got a couple messages saying that they heard that I died. And that really made me feel like, holy shit, do people really think that I'm dead? Which is, I think, another reason why I decided to like come back and post a video and say hello. I am not dead. I am very much alive. Second question, do you have any social media that we can follow you on? I do have an Instagram account that you can feel free to follow me on. I post some stories and pictures on from time to time, and I'll put that in the YouTube description as well. My next question is, hi dad. You know, this is a thing. When you're in your 30s and you're a gay man, you're daddy or zaddy. I'd like to think that zaddy starts at like 30, and then like 35, 40, you're then a daddy. So like zaddy is like the younger version. Glad you're doing well. Any 2020 resolutions? I'm one of those people that I do enjoy making a resolution for the new year. I think it's a really good excuse to try and think about something that, you want to change or you want to try out. I've been reading a lot about keto and just like a low carb diet, and this is so boring, but I figured I'd share. In the new year, I'm going to attempt, not like full on keto. I don't know if you've read about it before, but there's actually like 3 different types of keto. I want to try that out and see, if I can, see any improvements in my health or anything like that in the new year. Next question, still single, any pets? I am not single. I am in a relationship. I have been with my boyfriend now for over 3 years. I do also have Elvis, of course, who he's left the frame. We also just adopted another dog. My boyfriend loves animals, and so we went to the Humane Society on Thanksgiving weekend, like just a month ago, just to look. And we actually came home with a 65-pound half chow, half shepherd, half pit. He's like the mutt of all mutts, the most gentle giant ever. Adoption is amazing. We are so happy about our decision, and he like completes our little family. I have so many questions, but for now, what are you doing for a living/career? I'm actually in finance, so I do consulting. It's kind of like fintech, if you've ever heard of that. So it's financial planning software. So it's like kind of technology, kind of finance, but I have my designation for certified financial planner, but my primary work is consulting and finance. What do you think about YouTube nowadays? YouTube has changed. I feel like the best YouTubers are gone. There was this sense of community that is now missing. What are your thoughts? Do you want this time period back? I had probably 5+ questions on this topic, and when the first one hit the comment section, I thought it was going to be like an outlier, but I was very shocked to see how many people said this. I will be totally transparent. I love social media. I'm constantly looking on Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, but YouTube, I really don't actively participate within YouTube, but I'm not a part of the community anymore, and I haven't been. Even when I was making my YouTube on a regular basis, I really didn't interact a lot with other YouTubers. I was kind of just doing my own thing. I thought a lot about this question, and I just don't think I know enough about what YouTube was like when I was doing it and how much of it's changed. Like, obviously, I know YouTube has changed where it's more corporate now. There's a lot more money in it. People are making careers out of it. There are influencers. And I'm sure that change has impacted the connection that people can make. I'm sure a lot of people's primary reason for creating a YouTube channel is probably for revenue, for for followers. That's just the world that we live in, which I think can take away from the connection that you're probably talking about in your question. You tell me, like, is it really that different from 6 years ago? I thought it would be kind of similar. And I think I'm just going to continue to make videos and do what I've always done and not really focus on where everyone else is and just kind of like do what I want to do. Great question. I really thought this was a smart question, and I don't think I have the best answer, but any comments below about this and what you think, I would really love to hear because it's very interesting. I know you might have to parse your words to answer this, but how do you feel about open relationships? I don't have to parse my words. I'm totally for somebody who wants to be in an open relationship. Relationships are different for everybody. And one thing that I definitely learned over the past decade, whatever you want to say, my whole life, is that you can't judge other people for doing what they want to do. If it works for them, it works for them. Now you can look statistically on like what are the chances of an open relationship continuing on rather than keeping it monogamous, but I say I'm all for it if that's what you want to do. I personally am not in an open relationship, have never been in an open relationship, and I don't think that that would work for me. But if that dynamic works for you, knock your socks off. This next question is, how is your life now as a gay man in your 30s different than your life in your 20s? Has dating changed? Well, I haven't dated in over 3 years, but I think life in your 30s, I think it's the same. I feel great. I do a lot of the same things. I hang out with the same people. I'll go out to gay bars and gay clubs still sometimes. I feel like there's a stigma in the gay community, but this isn't new, you know, as you get older. The other comment said, "Hey daddy." I thought that was hilarious. I don't mind getting older though, so I guess though that is a thing. Like I have realized, like, once you're like in your late 20s and 30s, you're just like you're a daddy now, which is totally fine. I embrace it, whatever. Okay, last question, and this is the big question. What is the most important thing you have learned and applied in your life in the last 6 years? I think this is the best question in all of the comments, and I really appreciate you asking it. I really thought a lot about this question, then I started overanalyzing it. It's really easy. My financial situation, it's not entertaining at all. It's kind of boring, but I spent way too much money in my early 20s, 21, 22, 23. I remember being like 23 years old, no joke, having about $15,000 of credit card debt. At the time I was making I graduated like during a huge recession in the United States, one of the biggest ever in our history. Wages were super low. I didn't have any experience, and I was making like $35,000 a year doing like a shit job, and I had like half of that, 15,000 of that, so half of my income was on credit cards. I had just ended a relationship. I had my only income. I was living on my own. It was super scary. So I'd say something that I've learned over the last 6 years, and really in my 20s, is the ability to have a budget, having a plan with your money, knowing how much to save, prioritizing between like what you need to do is pay down student loans, credit card debt, and save. If this is a topic of interest, if this is something you want me to talk about, I will absolutely make a video on this because this is like, you know, my career. Anyway, I don't think YouTube has an inbox anymore, but if you have any questions, comments, I read all my comments, guys. It's not like I have 40,000 like people watching these videos. There's just a few. So anything you want to ask or have me talk about, just put it in the comments below. And again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that too. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Mwah.